Ashley Bebo here, eXp Realty, and I'm here to talk to you guys today about short-term rentals / Airbnb / vacation rental investments. I just want to go over a couple of things that you should keep in mind if this is something you're considering. I know it is very popular right now. Everyone is traveling now that COVID has calmed down a bit and we're able to travel, and Airbnbs everywhere are booked and needed, and the people that have them and are doing them successfully are doing very well. They can produce a lot more income than a long-term tenant. So that is kind of the appeal. But I want you to think long and hard before this is something that you get into. So a couple things that I want you to remember. First, city, county, state regulations. Everywhere is different. There is some towns that it's completely unregulated and then they don't care what you do with your own house. Some cities and towns do care. They care a lot, and you need to have permits and extra insurance or whatever their requirements might be. You need to make sure you check those first and make sure you're going to be able to fulfill those. You want to get the city on your back or get fees or fines or any of those things from them, believe me. The second thing to consider is going to be the cash flow. So obviously, if you're getting an investment property, you want it to make you money. So it's very important to go over these numbers ahead of time and make sure you calculate all of your expenses. This includes your mortgage, unless you're buying it in cash, your insurance, your taxes, your capital expenditures. Maybe it's going to need a roof in a couple of years or next year. That's something, all of those things you really need to take into account, calculate all your expenses, and then adjust by, and then figure out your profit by subtracting your income, your expenses from your income. So then that's the other thing you need to figure out, your income. What can you expect to get for it? So it's very important to do some researching. Look in your general area and see what are places renting for, what is the quality of them, and then you can try to come up with an optimal pricing strategy to try to keep it full as much as possible. That's very important. Vacant means a day that you could be making money that you are not. So you want to keep in mind, are you in a popular area to visit? Is there going to be enough people visiting that are going to rent out your Airbnb to really make it worth it, to have you positive cash flowing and be able to cover all of those expenses and still have some cash on top of that? Another thing to take into account, it does make you a lot of money, but it also takes a lot of time. So who is going to be cleaning the rental? How often do they need to be doing that? Are you doing it yourself? Are you hiring somebody? You need to make sure someone's going to be reliable and also have someone there just for any issues that come up, and make sure that guests are able to contact somebody pretty much at any point in the day if they're having an issue that needs to be solved. If you want to get good ratings and have people keep coming back, that's going to be very, very important. There's going to be cleaning fees that you're going to need to decide and make sure that's based off of how much you're paying for cleaning, and make sure it's going to be covered, how much of a deposit. You're taking on a lot of risk and liability, so you want to have a deposit, and then you also are going to make sure you have all the right insurance. So definitely talk to your insurance agent and make sure you are fully covered, because you are going to have strangers coming and going, and you don't want to take on any more risk than you need to. Pets are a consideration. We all love them. Most of us love them. But they have a lot of hair, they have a lot of dirt, some of them destroy things, some of them are perfectly fine. So that's something you're going to want to consider, whether you're going to allow pets or not, or maybe just certain kinds. A cancellation policy is important. If someone's going to book and then cancel last minute, you're going to need to decide, are you going to charge them 100%, 50%? Or are you going to let them cancel for free? Neighbors tend to be pretty important when you're thinking about doing a short-term rental, because if you are having people coming in and out of your house, you may upset your neighbors. If they're being loud, if they're having parties, you don't want your neighbors to be on your bad side and be calling and complaining to the city, calling the police or whatever. You may want to talk to your neighbors ahead of time and just make sure that you are on top of it and that your guests are not disturbing them in their own home. Optimal pricing also about, you're going to need to keep track of events, holidays. Is there a big festival in town? Is it over, Memorial Day, when you can raise your rates and charge a little bit more? Also, when you're thinking about your income, when you're doing your profit margins and your expenses, is that different times of the year are going to be busier than others. If you're by the beach, the summer is going to be very busy. You can charge more. It's probably going to be booked a lot more. But you're going to need to consider that in the winter, you're going to have a lot more vacancies and probably charging a lower rate. So make sure you're going to factor all of those things in, because it's going to be very important to whether it's going to be worth doing or not. So those are just a couple of the main points I wanted to make to you guys. If you are looking for an investment property in Oregon, feel free to contact me. I'd be happy to help you guys out. I'm a realtor here in Central Oregon, Ashley Biba with eXp Realty, and my website is bendproperties.exprealty.com, and I'm happy to answer any and all of your real estate questions, whether you're ready to buy or sell now or not. I'm still happy to be there for you. So I hope to talk to you guys soon. Have a great day.